Welcome to day one of Career Advancement Bootcamp. Today's topic is defining your professional self. Today's objectives, what we're going to cover is what motivates you, exploring our work values and personal values, a personality assessment known as My Next Move, skills for employment, creating a professional pitch, tailoring your resume, and references. So what is motivation? Remember to keep referring to your packet that you have for some of these activities and some of these slides. So motivation, what does it mean to you? Well, the definition of motivation is basically just the reason that a person acts the way they do, just something that drives that person, kind of like the fuel in a car, right? What makes that go forward. And so there are different things that drive motivation. So what are your drivers? So for these directions, just write a list of things, people, or situations that motivate you. Reflect on their similarities. So maybe getting a job is something that drives you. Moving to a new neighborhood, right? Maybe you're sick of the neighborhood you live in now and you want to move. Staying sober, that's very important if you want to have a productive life and move forward. Completing a GED, that is definitely a great motivator. Improving your life. Getting better marks at school, better performance evaluation at work. So these are all things that drive a person to do something, to motivate them. So the guide to self-motivation. So clarify your values, change the way you think with positivity, and set your goals. Remember to refer back to your packets for some of these. So to clarify your goal, clarifying personal values means defining what each one means to us personally. It is important to be specific because broad values mean different things to different people. So it's very important to be very specific in what your values are. This will help you find the jobs that you're looking, the jobs that more reflect your values are jobs that are going to make you happier. And so the values clarification process, it can help you see where you may be compromising your values and ultimately your path to success. So in your packet, clarify work and personal values and follow the steps. Go ahead and pause the video and work on your packet as needed. How do you stay positive and how do you reframe negative beliefs? So now let's talk about goals. SMART goals to be exact. It's very important that when you have a goal, you want that goal to be specific, you want it to be measurable, you want it to be attainable, you want it to be relevant, and you want it to be timely. If you make your goals SMART, you are more likely to achieve them. Feel free to pause the video and read through some of these descriptions. So let's reflect a little bit on our goals. What do you hope to accomplish in the next 3 months? What steps do you need to take in order to make that happen? Who are your advocates to help you achieve this? And how will this week be an investment towards your goals in your future career? Now let's talk a little bit about career assessments and why we should use them. So assessments based on Holland's theory, which embraces the idea that people are driven to seek out careers consistent with their personality. And remember, this is on the daily packet that you guys are working on. So the test measures a person's resemblance to each of the 6 major categories: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, or conventional. In Holland's typology, both personality and environment are expressed in 3-letter codes. For example, the 3-letter code AIE suggests that the person or environment has dominant artistic aspects, but also processes the investigative and enterprising characteristics to a somewhat lesser degree. And so here are the different personality areas again: realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. So the assessment, Holland's assessment, takes these things into account. So go ahead and feel free to pause the video and read through these descriptions. And now let's talk about identifying your skills. Can you identify your skills? Specific hard skills, those are things that are directly related to your job or industry. So if someone works at Goodwill in retail, then they have to know about brands and how much those brands are worth. So when you describe your specific hard skills, make sure that you detail your experience and be specific about hard skills, especially when writing resumes. Also important are your soft skills. These are things like workplace personality, personal habits, or whether you're hard to train or not. So take a second, pause this video, and read through this chart. Also remember to keep referring back to your packet. So what is a transferable skill? A transferable skill is a skill that you acquire during any activity that can be used later in different situations. It's portable. You take it with you everywhere you go. It can be acquired through all sorts of situations, including past jobs, volunteering, playing sports, etc. Foundational to building more complex skills throughout your career advancement. So these are what transferable skills are. It's something that you can learn at one job, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact type of job again, but a skill that will relate to that job. Why are transferable skills important? They can help when you change professions when you lack direct experience. So it was just what I was talking about a second ago. According to a 2014 NACE study, the top 10 quality skills employers looked for were transferable skills. Employers expect you to utilize the skills that you've gained in past experience to work the environment. That really shows that you're adaptable and that you use critical thinking to be able to transfer those skills. In the resume and interview stages, employers look to see if you have the skills they're looking for. Examples of transferable skills: the ability to motivate others, handle complaints and feedback, train or teach others / leadership skills, manage time wisely, assess and evaluate work, anticipating and solving problems. So let's break this down. If you see here, you have a job activity of a sales associate at Target. So just one example here. The job task is handle customer complaints, but So let's break this transferable skills thing down. And let's look at one of these examples. So you have a job activity here at sales associate at Target. And the job task is handle customer complaints. But the transferable skill there is listening, managing conflict, decision making with others. So while the task itself is handling customer complaints, this transferable skill can be used in different types of jobs, not just retail. So feel free to pause this right now and look through the other examples. So these are some questions to ask yourself. What jobs am I applying for? Do I have any direct experience in this field? What transferable skills do I possess that will make me an asset to their team? How can I connect my prior experiences to show I am qualified for this role? So it's always important for this part right here to read the job description and use the experiences that you've had at other jobs to connect them to those descriptions in the job resumes. So this is a way of organizing your skills and abilities. Your hard skills: I know how to. Transferable skills: I can. Soft skills: I am. So feel free to pause the video right now and read through some of these descriptions here. Please take this time to identify your skills. Complete the skills section of your daily packet. So go ahead and pause the video, complete this part, and then you can continue. So a professional pitch, also known as the elevator pitch. And the reason they call it that is because you want a quick, succinct pitch that you can give someone as you take an elevator ride from one floor to the next. So that's usually framed as tell me about yourself in a job interview. So this is a professional pitch how-to. These are the things you want to include in your pitch. So who are you? And here you want to include your career or job of interest. What position are you looking for? A title of job or area of interest. What can you do for us? So this is where you include the education or training. And additional qualities, something unique that will set you out amongst the other applicants. And conclusion, you definitely want to be grateful for the opportunity. So now the activity, the professional pitch worksheet. So again, pause the video and take this time to complete the worksheet on your packet. And now let's talk about resumes. So why do we need resumes? Resumes are marketing tools. They're guides to help a person speak about their abilities. It allows you to showcase your skills and accomplishments. It gets the employer's attention. It's advertisement for yourself. It lets people know whether you're an asset, and it helps you get an interview. You must be ever-changing and fluid, and don't expect employers to do any work. So this is kind of where you want to present your brand to employers and let them know that you're that unique candidate who is qualified for the job. So tailoring your resume. It's important to tailor your resume for each position you apply for. How exactly do you put that in action? It might sound like a lot of work, but it's really quite manageable. Here are a few ideas. Read and try to understand the job for which you're applying. So that's important to know the job description so that you can tailor your resume and use some of the same phrases that they use in the job description in your resume. Make your first point immediately relevant. Rework the resume so most of the important information is towards the top. Some recruiters will only read the resume for about 5 seconds. If they're not hooked, they'll just toss it out of the pile. Also, use those keywords listed in the job description. When you use those keywords that are listed in the job description, especially when you apply on websites like Indeed or LinkedIn, those systems are using specific keywords to identify the people that they want to recruit so that they can interview for those positions. Do not forget to proofread. Some recruiters will toss out a resume if they see anything that is a typo or that is improper grammar. Also, check to see if it's clear why you are applying. Have someone review your resume to see if they can identify why you are interested just based on reading your resume. And now let's talk about references. Job references. Choose at least 3 professional references. Prepare a document listing your references so you can have them ready for employers. Promptly let the people on your reference list know when a hiring manager asks for your references so they know to expect a call or email. Your references could make or break your chances of landing a job, so make sure you select the best people to speak on your behalf. So some of your reference options. You can choose from a previous employer. They can provide the best insight into your work ethic. Colleague, someone who's worked alongside you and knows you well. A teacher or a professor can provide an equally strong reference, or a supervisor. These supervisors from a volunteer project, an internship, or some other extracurricular activity. Feel free to pause the video to go into more detail on these descriptions. Now, job searching. Refer to your packet for this job searching, what you should and shouldn't do. So job searching and tailoring your resume. This is an activity that you can do individually. So go online to a job search website or a company's website where you'd like to work. Find 3 job postings or descriptions that fit with the type of job you'll be looking for after you complete occupational training. Review each job posting or description. Pick out skills that the employer is looking for, key skills needed to do that job. So take everything that you've learned so far and put it into this activity. And so now there's this professional email example. It's sending a resume to an employer. Feel free to pause this video and read through this email. So for the next day, make sure to put together your pitch and practice.